Hello pretty people, in yesterday's video we have seen the possible pregnancies of Sahyun and Amy based on the hints that were left in episode 12's preview and viewer speculations. And in today's video we are going to see the possible pregnancy of Boo Hye Rong and how her pregnancy will add twist to the plot and change the life of her and the people that are connected to her. At the end of the video, I'm going to give you some bonuses, so don't skip the video. And now, let's begin! And why do I think that Boo Hye Rong might be pregnant? The reason 1. In episode 12's preview, Boo Hye Rong is seen enjoying the bibimbap made by Yejong. Boo Hye Rong said, I suddenly had a craving for bibimbap. And later, Moonho is seen talking to his wife Yejong about how the palate of Boo Hye Rong changed. He could be thinking if Boo Hye Rong is pregnant or that how she changed into a different person. And the reason 2. The hint from season 2. Dongmi told Amy, many men will get back with their wives after their divorce, and we have already seen how in season 3 Boo Hye Rong and Sahyun got married, all thanks to Songwon's selfish ghost. And now let's see why the pregnancy track will add twist to the plot and how it will affect the lives of Sahyun and Boo Hye Rong. Since they both got married without knowing what was actually happening with them, cause Boo Hye Rong was possessed by Songwon's ghost and Songwon's ghost programmed Sahyun's brain into thinking that it's her and not Boo Hye Rong. So what will happen when they come out of Songwon's spell? Of course, they will be back to hating each other and angry over the marriage. And the only thing that would tie them together and make them accept their marriage would be none but their child. Now let's see how the pregnancy of Boo Hye Rong will change the life of Sahyun. After coming back to his senses, he will have two options. Number 1, stay with Boo Hye Rong for the sake of their unborn child and how she and Jongbin became close. In this way, both the kids will have the love and care of both the parents. Or the second option, to divorce her again because he hates her and he doesn't want to be with her, and take care of Jongbin alone, living in the memory of his beloved Songwon. Why did I say he has to take care of his son alone? Because there's no third marriage in his fate. There were only 2 marriages and the 2 marriages happened with Boo Hye Rong. So if he chooses to divorce her again, he will definitely have no option to marry for the 3rd time and he has to stay alone. And maybe that's his karma, to live alone. I feel the former is most likely to happen. And why do I think? I think Sahyun will decide to stay with Boo Hye Rong cause of his parents. On his parents' say, he agreed to stay with Boo Hye Rong and tried having a baby and even decided to break up with his pregnant mistress Songwon despite of his wish to stay with her and marry Songwon and live a happy life with her. So this time too his parents will make him keep the marriage, especially when there is no Songwon and Boo Hye Rong is pregnant with his child and how she's taking care of Jongbin despite of Sahyun and Songwon ruining her marriage. Moonho also promised Boo Hye Rong when she and Sahyun announced them getting back together that Sahyun won't disappoint her again. And Sahyun will be left with no option but to accept her considering its fate. Remember how Sahyun considered meeting Songwon and having a child with her in an unexpected way was also his fate. And number 2, Sahyun will decide to stay with Boo Hye Rong so that their future child will have the love of both the parents. Sahyun would have broken up with Songwon completely if she wasn't pregnant. He tried to convince his parents to accept Songwon as he cannot let his child live a fatherless life. And the child acted as a string that pulled his heart towards Songwon. So now if Boo Hye Rong will get pregnant, he will give another chance to their marriage so that the child won't live a fatherless life. Of course, there is also a third option, which is he can divorce her and take the custody of his child. But I don't think so he will go that far, and even if he wants to, his parents will not let him do because they realize how important a mother in the life of the child. And that's the reason, if not Boo Hye Rong, they decided to just push any woman onto Sahyun so that Jongbin will have the love of the mother. Now let's see how the pregnancy will affect Boo Hye Rong's life. Just like Sahyun, she will also have two options: leave him or stay. Leave him, remembering how his parents asked her to accept him back and she rejected them and told to herself that she cannot take a shell of a man. Or accept him for the sake of their baby, remembering how she forgave him for cheating on her in the past and tried to have a baby that wasn't even in her plan to save her marriage. It couldn't happen at that time, but now it happened. So accept him, thinking that it's their weird fate that brought them together again. I think she will choose the latter because she realizes the importance of both parents in the life of a child. And that's why, when she got to know that she has issues in getting pregnant, she divorced him because the child needs both the parents. And she genuinely cared for Jongbin. When Songwon died, she couldn't stop herself thinking about the baby and paid the baby regular visits and adored him. She also sympathized with Jongwin because he will be living a life and growing up in the absence of his mother. So if she is this thoughtful and considerate for the child of the mistress who broke her house, imagine how thoughtful and considerate she will be for her own child. If Buharong really gets pregnant, I must say, her will to get pregnant to keep her marriage intact was so strong that despite of she divorcing him and letting Songwon into his life, she ended up with him again and got pregnant. I feel irrespective of Buharong getting pregnant or not, the writer might end her up with Sahyun to turn Dongmi's talks of men getting back with their wives after the divorce into a reality. But Season 3 promises us of unpredictable plot and unimaginable endings, so she getting back with her ex doesn't go with the theme. Because it's very common for the wives to excuse their cheater husbands in the dramas. So in order to make it unpredictable, the writer have to separate them. And if Boo Hye finds a new man, then this will again be a predictable stuff. So the option I feel is to make her happy by herself and give out a message that one need not remarry in order to be happy. I feel hardly there are any dramas with this theme, and if you know any of them, do let me know in the comments. But let me give you some bonuses. Bonus number 1. Remember in season 1 episode 13, Moonho wondered how despite of trying hard, Boo Hye Rong wasn't blessed with a child but Songwen. If Boo Hye Rong decides to stay with Sahyun even after coming back to her senses and she not being pregnant with his child, I feel Songwen got pregnant cause the writer didn't want to kill her without fulfilling her dream of having her own child, and Boo Hye Rong couldn't get pregnant cause Songwon is bound to die and Boo Hye Rong is bound to take care of her child. So this will be the answer to his question. To be honest, this drama is all about hints. Behind every unpredictable thing, the writer gave us lots of tiny hints. All we have to do is recognize and remember those hints and relate to them in the current tracks. We have already seen how well Boo Hye Rong is taking care of Songwon's child. She even changed the diapers of the baby. It's tough for an ex-wife to take care of the second wife's children, and the way she's taking care of her homewrecker's child, it's pretty awesome. And Boo Hye Rong taking care of Jongbin proves that though she was always shown as a selfish and inconsiderate person, she is considerate too. And she has a kind heart and a warm heart that is genuinely caring for Jongbin. Can't imagine an ex-wife visiting the cheater husband's house taking care of his mistress' child. Bonus number 2. If you want to have a baby, don't be desperate. Just Leave it to the time. Songwon was desperate to have a child in 5 years of her marriage, but she couldn't. And Buharong also tried for months to have a baby desperately to make sure that her marriage stays intact, but she also couldn't get pregnant. And instead, she ended up knowing that she has some issues in getting pregnant. Songwon got Jongbin with Sahyun for the first time they got intimate. They didn't plan anything, it just happened. And now, if Buharong gets pregnant, then it's a hint that the kids don't happen when you're desperate, but when you least expect them, like they show in Chinese costume dramas. The doctors always tell the leads to not to stress and take a break and stay apart, and then the woman gets pregnant. So these are the predictions, spoilers, and theories behind Buharong's pregnancy track. What do you think? Will Buharong get pregnant? And what will happen when Sahyun and Buharong come back to their senses? Do let me know in the comment section below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed, do subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell icon so that you get notified whenever I upload a new video. See you in the next video. Until then, tata, bye bye, take care.